A woman drifted at sea for 3 days and 3 nights with her newborn baby, and their only shelter was a sinking shipping container. She casually tossed the baby's diaper into the ocean, which quickly attracted a few fish. Over here, come here, she called. She quickly fashioned a simple fishing tool, but catching fish was not as easy as she had hoped. Just as despair set in, she suddenly spotted a passenger plane overhead. Excited, she rushed back to the container to find a piece of glass, but unfortunately, she accidentally cut her thigh on the way back. Ignoring the pain, she quickly got up to call for help, but the people on the plane were too far away to see her. To prevent her wound from getting infected, she used strong alcohol to disinfect it and then stitched it up with her earphone wire. The excruciating pain nearly made her faint. To catch fish for nutrition, she wove a simple fish net from the earphone wire, placed it in the water, and used a diaper as bait, then waited quietly for the fish to bite. After a few minutes of waiting, a fish finally entered the trap, and she was able to enjoy a hearty meal. Days passed, and she had stored quite a bit of food. To escape her predicament, she wrote hundreds of distress messages and placed them in plastic boxes, throwing them into the sea in hopes that someone would find them soon. She regularly used a tube to pump out water, otherwise if it filled up, they would sink to the bottom. Worried about her baby getting cold, she poured strong alcohol into a thermos and lit it to keep the baby warm. Since her phone screen was broken and she couldn't unlock it, she could only wait for her husband to call. That night, however, her husband delivered devastating news. He had been shot and was in critical condition, unable to come to her rescue. She cried and urged him to stay strong. Although heartbroken, she did not complain. Instead, she told her husband about the birth of their baby and asked him to say some comforting words to the baby, even giving the baby a gentle name. Then, her phone died, and they lost contact completely. Days later, the water level had risen to its peak, and she had to prepare for the worst. She made a small raft from wooden boards and plastic boxes in case the container sank, allowing them to drift for a while. Soon, the appearance of a seagull gave her hope, as it indicated they were not too far from land. However, the good fortune was short-lived. That night, the seal used to block a leak suddenly fell off, and water rushed into the container at an alarming rate. As she tried to retrieve her stored food, she got her foot tangled in a rope. Reluctantly, she had to dive underwater to cut the rope, and after much effort, she finally managed to free herself. But when she surfaced, the baby was nowhere to be found. She shouted loudly in the ocean, which attracted the attention of a whale. The whale intentionally splashed water on the baby, startling it into crying, which helped the woman locate her baby. She quickly swam over, relieved to find the baby safe. The whale then swam away, and they drifted at sea all night. Knowing she had done her best, she held her baby's hand and said some heartfelt words. Seeing more seagulls, she took the fish from the box, which quickly attracted a flock of seagulls. Coincidentally, a fishing boat passed by and noticed the unusual activity of the seagulls. They quickly steered the boat over and rescued the baby. Following the rope, they found the woman, but she was on the brink of death. Fortunately, the kind fisherman